Hello, we're back at it again. So, we're feeling anxious today. It's the morning time. It's 10:12 in the morning, to be specific, and I'm feeling anxious. But I don't have a reason why, so I decided to make a video about it. Yeah, I guess to get started, my life has been very eventful, to say the least. I've been through a lot of shit that's kind of like altered my mental state in many different ways. Specifically, in this case, anxiety and depression. Love that for me. No, I don't. But um, anxiety for me has always been like a struggle because like I never know when it's gonna come, and I don't always have a reason. But it's kind of like I'll go out and I'll be fine, and all of a sudden I'll have like a thought of like, oh my god, what if someone like comes in and tries to hurt one of us? Like, what if like there's like a gunman somewhere? Like, what if I don't know, like whatever, like what's the word? Random ass, Final Destination ass fucking event were to go down. Like, I'm panicked about that. I'm panicked about like making wrong impressions. I'm panicked about like not making it in life and not living to my own expectations. But like, if you like stop and think, you kind of realize that like wherever you are in the moment is kind of just where you are. I don't mean that in like like a a hippy dippy kind of way, like, oh, I'm just grounded, man. But like, no, like really, like when you can take yourself out of your mental state a little bit and kind of like look at it uh from like a hindsight perspective, you can kind of see that like in that moment you are okay. Nothing that's in your head that's like you're panicking about has happened. Like, nothing like that has been brought into your reality. And I realize something that's been really helpful for me is that like when I can acknowledge like the logic of my reality, and I can assess like the fact that like the things that are in my head that I'm scared of aren't actually happening to me, it just makes it easier to be like, okay, I'm fine, I'm alive, it's all good, I'm cool, it's chill. But then there are times where like you're so anxious where you can't take yourself out of it, so you kind of have to sit in it. So I normally, when I'm in moments like that, I flock to like writing poetry specifically, because I find that like when it really helps to have like some kind of like creative outlet to like get out that frustration when you're like going through it. Not to say like writing a one poem can like solve all your anxiety for the rest of your life. Like, I think it's about like doing what you enjoy as self-care. You know what I mean? Like, I've been writing since I was like, I don't know, fucking like 7-8 years old. Short stories, poetry, songs, everything. And it always felt like home. Like, me when I'm writing is always me at my like most calm state, because like I get into this mode of just like complete flow where I'm just invested in whatever it is that I'm creating in the moment. And it really just helps me like acknowledge my own worth, not in relation to like, you know, the world or like other people in the world, but like noticing like, hey, like I'm talented and I have important things to say that my anxiety has been blocking me from saying. But just because it's like I have like that barrier, that doesn't mean that it can't be broken down. Even if it does rebuild itself, doesn't mean it can't be broken down. It's just kind of like a thing that you kind of have to, I don't want to say learn to live with, because definitely like get therapy, and like if you need medication for your mental illness, then absolutely, please go do that. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. But like, when you can, I feel like it's important to be able to talk yourself down Because if there's anything this year has taught me, it's that you're kind of all you have. You know what I mean? Like yeah, you have like your family, your friends, and stuff like that, but like your friends and family don't exist in the same body as you. Your friends and family don't exist in the same mind as you. Your friends and family don't exist in the same spirit as you. So you can't really expect them to know. Like, I want to figure out how to, like, you can't really expect them to like always be there when you're at your low point or at a low point, because as sad as it is to say, it's kind of unrealistic to rely on other people for your happiness. And it's something that's like a fact that I didn't really clock until, I guess, like past, I'm 22 now, turning 23 in like less than a month, but like when I entered my 20s, it kind of just like the mental shift really did start occurring. Like I started to like look at myself through like a more realistic lens and kind of like acknowledge my mental illness as like a part of who I am, but not making it like the thing that controls who I am and like the actions that I take in this world and stuff like that. So yeah, look out for yourself. Do what you need to do for yourself first, you know, before you can take care of anyone else. Like RuPaul says it all the time. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get direct quote? But yeah, it's just fact. Like, you can't look for something that you aren't willing to give to yourself. Point blank period, you know? It's just not realistic. And I know that sounds kind of like intimidating, like, oh my god, like, it's just me. That's not what I mean. Like, it's not just you. Like, rely on people that are in your life. But, like, find your sense of happiness within. Face their demons. Face your demons. Because if you really, like, kind of sit with them and, like, acknowledge them and, like, figure out what your demons are, like, requesting from you, you realize that it's kind of not, it's not like it's not, you're not like this for no reason. Like, your demons exist because you were left without something for so long that need ended up growing to something that was a little bit more unbearable and uncontrollable. Like, for me, like, I have really bad trust issues and abandonment issues due to to be frank, a sexual assault experience that I had when I was younger. And it made me feel really, like, ashamed of myself and, like, guilty for something that I wasn't even at fault for, you know? But that ended up growing to, like, me, like, being standoffish and, like, not trusting anyone to, like, come near me, because I always thought someone was gonna hurt me. Like, if you were kind to me, then I would be like, well, what do you want? Like, how, like, are you gonna use me? And then, like, at the same time, I'd be, like, attracted to people who just wouldn't give me any time of day and, like, would only come around when they wanted me. But because that was what I was used to, that's what I assumed love was. So this demon that I have, who's just kind of like a little sidekick to, like, whoever the fuck, you know, just to feel love, I have to acknowledge it and go within and be like, the reason that you are so scared of love is because you have never received it in a healthy way. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But it's important that you go within and have these realizations for yourself so you can fully understand the depth of your person and, like, how these experiences create who you are now. And another thing that I've kind of just learned is that like your shadow self has to be integrated with your actual like normal self, you know, because there are good aspects in the shadow self. They're just like kind of bogged down by your demons, and it's kind of just created like negative behavior patterns. But like, if you can clock the good in it, I'm gonna explain, but if you can clock the good in it and merge that into your personality without like, while also acknowledging the negative parts of it and removing those aspects and bringing in all the positive, it makes you feel so whole. It's like you're not running from yourself anymore, which is really satisfying. Like, example, like, how do I want to explain this? Like, okay, it makes me anxious when like, okay, I'm gonna just backtrack. I can be very reserved and very standoffish and very like, I guess, difficult to get to know because of my trust issues. Like, I don't really like enjoy being around people who like don't immediately spark like some kind of like positive feeling within me, like, and I think that's a good thing because it means that like I know my worth and I know what I will and won't tolerate, which is why I am standoffish a lot of the time. And because I know that that's kind of like connected to that, like my abandonment issues and like me like wanting to be myself a lot of the time in a positive light is really me knowing what I do and what I don't deserve and what I do and don't want, you know? So like, yeah, I still kind of struggle with trust issues and I'm trying to like work with that and like realize that just because you don't know someone immediately well right off the bat doesn't mean they're gonna be a bad person. Like, you have to get to know people. It's important. So I'm trying to work with that, but like, it's cool to know that like, even in my darkest mindset, I'm still protecting myself. And I hope that I don't know if that's like that sounds like negative or anything like that, but like, it's like even when I'm worried that like I'm not gonna make it or that I'm not gonna like amount to anything, my body, even when it shows itself through like negative ways, it's just kind of like showing me that like I deserve to be protected by myself. Because I'm the only one who can do it, you know? I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not just talking in circles, but I wish all of us well. And I wish all of us beauty and love and laughter and life and peace and love. More love. Alright. I think that's it.